What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Um, a couple things. One, Maurice Benard did an interview with Soap Opera Digest. So if you want to read the interview, go to soapoperadigest.com. It's an interesting interview. And I've been dying to talk about this because I want to let y'all know. Maurice Benard clearly said in the interview the same shit I've been saying for weeks. Same shit. Y'all thought I was crazy. I knew I wasn't crazy. I knew the stars of the show felt the same fucking way I felt, and Maurice Benard feels the same way. Remember when I kept saying it was stupid how Sonny and Jason and everybody was lying to Carly about Sam shooting Sonny and lying about it? Maurice Benard felt like that shit was ridiculous too. He said there was no reason for it. He felt like the writers did that to kind of create some short term drama or whatever, which is cool, but he said it wasn't no need for it. He said the same shit I said. Same shit. Laura Wright too. You know how many times I done called Carly a hypocrite? Laura Wright felt the same way. All these actors and actresses that have done interviews over the years, like in the past year or so, have been saying the same shit. They're not that thrilled with the writing on the show, and they're not afraid to say it. Maurice Benard is very vocal about how he feel about the writing for the show. He's very vocal about it. Even when Ron Carlivati was writing for the show, he was vocal. Um, because Maurice Benard said 7, 8 months ago, he said that he thought about quitting the show because he felt like they were doing the same shit with Sonny. I said that too. I've been saying they need to do something different with Sonny, and even Maurice Benard felt like they're doing the same thing. He felt like that. And I've been saying the same shit. Same shit I've been saying. Um, he said the exact same thing. He felt like, as far as the character go, he felt like they were doing the same thing with his character. I said that. I was like, yeah, they need to do something different with him. Maurice Benard said the same thing. That's why he thought about quitting. So if you want to check out the rest of the interview, it's uh it's on soapoperadigest.com. Check it out. It's a very good read. Very interesting. Maurice Benard had a lot of interesting things to say about upcoming storylines, about the past. He had a lot of interesting things. Getting into this video, there's a lot that I want to talk about in this episode. First of all, the scene with Dante and Sonny. For me, I know a lot of you might not feel this way, but if you read between the lines, it kind of was an interesting scene. It was a kind of a powerful scene if you really look into it and kind of read between the lines. Not only from their conversation, but the conversation Dante had with Lulu. I feel like Dante feels that, he's been a part of the Corinthos family now for 7 years. He found out 7 years ago Sonny was his father. Him and Sonny, I personally feel like their relationship has come a long way since then. But I feel like Dante feels that he's not a part of the Corinthos family. Because you remember how Sonny was saying like Jason is like a brother to him? And Dante said he feels like just a cop or whatever. I think Dante feels like he's not a part of that family. Like he doesn't fit into that family. I think that's how he feels. And I think it stems from him being a cop and Sonny being a mob boss. And he's afraid that if Sonny stays as a mob boss, how that's going to affect their relationship going down, forward. And he feels that if Sonny gets out of the business, it's good. It'd be better for their relationship because he'd be a legitimate businessman. Dante would be a cop. He wouldn't have to investigate him. And maybe they can work on getting closer. And maybe Dante one day will call him dad. But I feel like there's that wall up between them. And I think it's always going to be a wall up between Sonny and Dante because Dante's a cop, Sonny's a mob boss. But in my opinion, I feel like Sonny, professionally, I feel like Sonny talks to Dante like he would any cop. He doesn't give them any answers, any leeway, none of that because he's a cop. He's not ever going to tell you about his business, and that's understandable. Luke didn't tell anything to Lucky about the shady shit he was doing, but I feel like Sonny loves Dante, and I feel like he feels that Dante is a major part of the family, you know. But Dante doesn't feel that way because he feels like he doesn't have that closeness with Sonny. They've been working towards that over the years, but he feel like it's not there. And I felt like that scene was so powerful because you kind of get the hint that Dante feels like he's not like Michael and Morgan and Christina because he didn't grow up with Sonny. You know what I mean? So it's different for him. I think had he grew up with Sonny, they would be a lot closer, of course. But, over the years, they've been trying to create a bond with each other. But I feel like that bond, like I said, there's always going to be a wall up. As long as Sonny's in the business, it's going to be a wall. And I feel like Sonny's always going to be in the business. There's no way in hell Sonny's walking away. There's no way. And that's one of the things Maurice Benard said, though. He was like, he said there's no real way for Sonny to lead the business. Maurice Benard said that shit in the interview. He said there's not a real way. Not he said only way Sonny's gonna get out of the business is if the writers come up with a creative way to get him out. That makes sense. And that's what Maurice Benard said. He said he likes storylines that make sense. And a lot of what they do, a lot of what they pitch him and they tell him, he feels like it's ridiculous. Even he said that. And I happen to agree. I just don't see a realistic way for him to get out. Um, because Maurice Benard said that he wished that if they're going to tell the story of him getting out of the mob, that he should talk to real life people who was in the mob. You know what I mean? To basically study and research it, before he does a storyline like that, because he doesn't want to make it unrealistic. And that's how Maurice Benard is. He's a storyteller, but he likes to tell real stories. And I respect the shit out of him for that. Because you know what? He's doing it not only for the quality of the show and for his character that's been on the show for 24 years, but he's doing it for the fans too. Because he don't want them to look back on it and be like, yeah, this is bullshit. This is not realistic. That's not how he wants them to see it. He wants them to see it as realistic because he wants it to be realistic. And I like that. You know what I mean? I really like that. And that goes to show this is why I am a fan of Maurice Benard. The Sonny character, I've been a fan of Sonny for years, but it's like lately the way they've been writing him, I've been kind of turning against the character. But when you hear Maurice Benard speak and he goes in depth about how he feels about it, it makes me have more respect for it. For not only the character but for him as a person, as an actor, because he takes it seriously. You know what I mean? He likes to tell realistic stories, and I like that. I think it's dope. But Dante shouldn't feel bad about not fitting in because Lucky felt the same type of way about Luke. He felt like there was a wall up between him and Luke because Luke was a shady person. He had criminal dealings, and Lucky was a cop. And that always put a barrier between them. But any day, we all know Luke loves Lucky. We all know that. And we know Lucky loves Luke. Um, I think Dante and Sonny have tried for years to find common ground. And I think they've done a good job at it. But I hate that Dante feels he's not a part of that family because he is. It took me a while to warm up to Dante being in the Corinthos family because I wasn't used to it. It was always Christina, Michael, and Morgan. Now you got a new addition, Dante, and then you got Avery now. But Avery was born into the family knowing who Sonny is, even though she's young. Dante wasn't raised by Sonny, but it's an adjustment. But I think they came a long way over the years. And hopefully they can continue to bond. But as long as Sonny's in the business, there's always gonna be that wall. Hopefully they figure out a way to, you know, fit Dante in better with the family. Because it sucks that he feels like after all these years of knowing Sonny, he's not a part of it. And that's how he feels. And it sucks to feel that way. Um, Another thing I liked was the Valerie and Lulu scene. Because I've noticed that Valerie and Lulu haven't had scenes together in a long time. And I like the fact that when they were at Kelly's, Lulu gave her an olive branch, and told her, like, you know what? We need to start being family. The past is the past. You slept with Dante. I tried to burn you alive. The past is the past. You know what I'm saying? Forgive, but don't forget. But they are willing to forgive. You know what I mean? She invited Valerie to Rocco's birthday party. And I thought it was nice and big of Lulu. It showed that she's, a bigger person. You know what I mean? To reunite the family because Valerie is a Spencer, and that's what I've been wanting the writers to do. Start making Valerie a part of that family. You brought her in as a Spencer. You know what I mean? Why not build on that? And I feel like they haven't been building on it, and I think it's about time they explore that. She is a Spencer. She needs to start hanging around Carly. She needs to start hanging around Lulu. She needs to start being around Bobby, be around her family. That's her family. They act like Valerie was such an outcast. Like that's the way that they've been writing her. Like she has no relatives on this show. And I think that sucks. So I'm glad that they're hopefully moving towards that. Because I think it'll be good. Um Parker. Parker need to take her miserable old ass somewhere. I'm sorry, but I just feel like Parker is confused. One minute she's coming back to town trying to act like she don't want to be with Kristina, but then you all up in her face. Like I don't know what her deal is, but I really don't like the fact that they trying to go that route again. But it looks to me like they're going more Valerie Christina. And I think they're gonna explore Valerie's true sexuality. And I hope that they hook Christina up with Valerie because Valerie's closer in age. Not that age is a problem, but I think the chemistry is better with them. Um, so hopefully they go with Christina and Valerie. Hopefully, I hope that's in game right now because I think it'll be good. Um, Carly little chit chat with Michael. I didn't really care for Carly scenes today because I really don't feel bad for Carly. She's sitting here boo-hooing. For years, she had no problem with Sonny being in the mob. Now, all of a sudden, you want him to get out? Yeah, easier said than done. I have no sympathy for her. You've been married off and on to Sonny since 1999, 2000. What, since 2000 when they first got married? They got married the first time, I think, what, 16 years ago? No, 17 years ago. I have no sympathy for her. You knew the life that you were getting into all 5 times that you married him. You sat there, had kids with him. You let him adopt your son. You knew the life. So I have no sympathies for you at all. Zero, zilch, none. You get no sympathy from me. It was good to see Molly today, helping Sam out with the kids and stuff. Christina took Scout out. Molly was supposed to take Danny out, but Danny didn't want to go, so Michael volunteered to go with both of them to the water park or whatever, which I thought was cool. Because we don't get much Molly scenes, and we definitely don't get to see Molly around Michael or the rest of the family like that, so it's always good to see that. Um, Personally, I feel like Sam and Jason need a vacation off screen with the kids. I think they just need to take the kids for a little while, go off screen. Even though with Steve Burton coming back, I'm pretty sure that's not gonna happen anytime soon. But it's like some people just need a break. It's too much Sam, too much Jason, just too much. They just need a break. Um, Ava and fucking Griffin. I loved the scene today between Ava and Griffin. Loved it. I think it was dope. Um, Ava and Griffin, more or less, she always, gives off a powerful performance. Always. I always find myself intrigued by her scenes on the show because it's always so powerful, meaningful. That goes to show how great of an actress she really is. And her whole conversation with Griffin was intense. Griffin is still, upset about Mirasol, his patient dying and stuff like that. And he told me he wished this and wished that. And Ava had to show him her face. She was like, "Shit, I wish I could live a normal life again." She was like, "I wish I could look the way I did months ago." But right now, that's not a reality for her. You can wish all you want, but sometimes you can't fix things. Things are just the way they are. It's God's will. Um, and then when her and Griffin kissed, and he kind of backed away from her, she got pissed. She got really pissed off because she is starting to feel something for Griffin, and I think she thought that he was feeling the same way she was, and she was kind of upset that she figured that he wasn't feeling that way at all after they kissed. But he assured her like she's a beautiful woman and stuff like that. But you know how Griffin is. He came on as a friend to her. You know what I mean? Like he wanted to be more of a friend. He didn't know she had those feelings for him even though they were obvious to the world. Like you could look at her and see the way she looks at him and the way she acts towards him. She wants to be more than friends. But as a guy, I'm gonna tell you, we are dumb sometimes when it comes to the obvious. Like when women be flirting with us and stuff, trying to, get with us or they like us. We're oblivious to it. As a man, I could tell you, like we're definitely oblivious to it unless you're blunt about it. Like unless you just straight up tell us, we're dumb when it comes down to that shit. Some men, I'm not gonna say all, but a lot of men are just dumb when it comes down to those signals. You know how ladies send out signals and shit that they're interested in you without, actually saying it. We don't pick up on that. We just think that we're just friends. You know what I'm saying? That's how we see it. We don't pick up on it unless you tell us. You know what I mean? That's just how some men are. Not every man, but a lot of them. But I definitely think it was a dope scenes today. I was definitely feeling the scenes. A lot of the scenes today were so good. If I forgot about something, whatever. But anyway, I hope all you have a great day. Hit that like button, hit that comment button, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you all later. Have a great day.